Another Ants on a Rock video. Welcome to the Ant Corner. Hey there Ant fans, little bit of delay with this video coming out. I did have some other footage that I was going to put in and make a video out of, but basically I couldn't get anything looking the way that I wanted it. So I scrapped most of it and I'm going to film this straight as it is. And then I'll put some other footage on the end, so do stay tuned in for that. So, as you can see, the tank is growing massively again. It needs another big cut back, it needs a good clean. It's got plants growing out of all sorts of places, the ferns have exploded and they're starting to encroach on the barrier. So that being said, let's have a little look a little bit closer. Looking into this corner, I'm not really sure what all these new plants are. They've just sort of sprung up. They might well be something like the cucumber, because this is where I tend to feed the isopods lots of cucumbers. But as you can see, quite a few have sprouted up and they're doing quite well. So are the isopods. The ferns are spreading still, dropping more seeds, spreading further and further around the tank. So I'll need to sort all of that out so that we again have some form of visual access to the nest behind, because that's disappeared. I have also had to already clip back some of the thornless blackberry bush, simply because it was starting to encroach on the very top bit there, and if they get that, they can get straight out. So I need to make sure that that bit doesn't touch. But as you can see, the fern and this one in the corner has started to encroach on the talcum powder barrier. So I will need to do a large cut back again very soon. Again, we can't really even see what's going on at the back. Looking down here, I thought this was pretty cool. The blackberry have like dropped their seeds. I don't know if they would still be like good to plant or whatever, but I still thought that was pretty cool, that like in a natural process they've dropped their seeds, and if they had dropped into the ground, we might get a couple more thornless blackberry bushes sprout up in a few weeks or months or whatever. So that's pretty cool, I thought. The pond, the duckweed is just absolutely insane. Duckweed spreads like nothing, you know, it just does not stop, and mine's getting a little bit out of control again. So I'll need to get that under wraps, especially around the back area where the water goes into the pump, because that will block it up, which is slightly annoying to deal with all the time. So I'll have to sort that out, but that's not really much of an issue. It's mainly the ferns. Now the problem with cutting back, oh sorry about the dirty glass as well, it needs a good load of maintenance, we'll put it that way. I've been very busy lately. The problem with cutting it all back is there is a population of stick insects still hiding somewhere in the ferns, and obviously other insects still living all over the plants and ferns, and to be honest I can't always see where they are, so I just have to check every single piece that I get out. So I have fed the Polyrhacus dives in their usual spot. I've given them all sorts of foods lately, including a couple of small pinkies, roaches, waxworms, you name it, they've had it, and they just absolutely devour and destroy everything. I actually don't even have to bring out the carcasses. What you see there that remains is the leftover from 1 out of probably 5 roaches I put in. And what happens is all the other insects like the isopods and the springtails and millipedes, they just devour the carcasses as well. So it's not really an issue, I just have to keep chucking food in. Yesterday I chucked in about 20 waxworms. As you can see, there is nothing left of any of them. So again, I'll be feeding them tonight at some point. Looking towards the back, the Polyrachus dives have started expanding. I've got a little bit of footage for you again. So they expanded into this whole, you can't really see it, wooden section that I put in the last video. And now they've kind of moved into this corner and they are building higher and higher. So I'm going to have to make sure that, again, they don't build up into the barrier space and start building their way out of the tank, because that would be slightly annoying. But I'll be able to control that, I'm sure. With a good application of the rubbing alcohol, it seems to deter them from the actual building areas altogether. I'm guessing the chemical smell, they just don't like it. So that's how I will tackle that issue. You can have a little bit of a look there. If you wait, I will show you some of the footage in a minute that I have got from behind whilst they're building it, and you can see all the chambers that they're building and doing. It's pretty cool. Other news with the tank, if I can zoom out, there we go. Other news with the tank is we have had our first Mario worms appear out of the soil. Again, I've got another clip of that to show you in a minute. So I'm just going to run through a load of clips in a minute with some cool music, so just enjoy all of that. We've got Mario worms. So they are the worms which hatch out of the eggs of the beetles, if I can see any of the beetles, but I can't at the minute because they're all hiding. That is absolutely typical. Oh no, there's one. So there is currently 5 of these beetles in the tank. I don't know how many of them are male or female, but oh, we've lost it. There is 5 of them in the tank, and they've been laying eggs and mating and laying eggs all over the place, all over the time. And we finally got our first Mario worms, which have surfaced out of the soil down here the other day. They surfaced to have a little go on the pinkies. And again, these pinkies, I haven't had to take out bones or any remains or anything. Every single bit of it was destroyed, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen the red tie millipedes for a while. I think they're still nesting, but they've been disappeared for quite a while, even at night. So that's quite, not a worry, but I'm interested to see what's happening there. The other millipedes, they still appear almost every night and come out and eat. The bumblebees are getting really big now, which is really cool, because now they're a little bit bigger. You can really see the colours on them and the stripes and why they're called bumblebees, really. Our vampire crabs regularly come out onto the ground, onto land. They do spend a lot of time just wandering about their pond area, but almost nightly at the minute I'm seeing them walking across the entire length of the tank. They come right down here. I've got some footage of that as well to show you in a minute, and they quite often walk along the back here, around here, and I've seen them even come and have some of the waxworm that I put down here. The ants don't seem to be bothered by the crabs. If anything, the crabs are slightly more scared of everything else that's living in the tank, but doesn't seem to be any issues with them living in there together. In fact, it's really cool and interesting to watch them interact. So I'll put that footage towards the back of the end of the video as well. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and even press the bell icon if you want. It's a little bit haphazard this time, but I just couldn't get the information I wanted to give to you over in the clips that I had. So I'm going to put some really cool clips at the end of this video and scrap the rest of the footage. I've also got some really cool stuff coming to the channel soon. Obviously my bullet ants are in their new bioactive tank, so that's coming to the channel soon. I've got all my other ant colonies and some really big plans, such as a future ant convention with other YouTubers and people involved. So you're going to have to keep tuned for that. And obviously other amazing cool things are in the works, so you just don't want to miss out. Press that subscribe button and you'll see it all in the future. So just a warning, if you don't want to see the pinkies and other things being eaten by the ants because it's a little bit graphic, Obviously none of it is alive, but some of it might be slightly twitching from nervous reactions. The pinkies were frozen and defrosted beforehand, but again it's just a little bit graphic. So if you want to skip all of that, I will give you another warning just before the feed and videos come up right at the end, so you can just stop the video right there and then. And as always, from me, see you again, Ant fans.